Pokemon Fanfiction Novels presents Pokemon Ultimate Adventures by Mike Azuki. Chapter 1. Late Night Street Fight. Location, Green Forest. Alright, Pikachu! Ash yelled. Now! Finish them off with Thunderbolt! Pika! Pikachu growled as electricity was gathered in his body and sparks flew from his cheeks. A gigantic blast of electricity flew and hit the ground in front of Team Rocket, creating a huge explosion. Looks like Team Rocket's blasting off again! Jesse and James both cried as they flew over the horizon, along with their Pokemon. Alright! Ash jumped up and down in excitement. He looked at the other Team Rocket soldiers, all of them wearing masks covering their eyes and dressed in black uniforms. Okay guys, I've beaten all of your Pokemon, and Jesse and James. If you don't want to go blasting off like those two, I suggest you run as fast as you can right now, because Pikachu's still got enough juice for the rest of you! He glared at the Rockets as Pikachu growled threateningly. One of the Rocket grunts yelled, "Rockets, retreat!" All of the Team Rocket grunts quickly recalled their Pokemon into their Pokeballs, and then retreated into the thick woods. Kingler let down his claw and dropped to the ground, sweating and exhausted. You did a great job, guys, Ash said. Take a rest, everybody. Return! He held up several Pokeballs, each one of them firing a red beam, pulling the exhausted Pokemon back into its respective Pokeball, and he carried Pikachu himself. Phew! That was some battle today. Misty stepped forward. That wasn't just some battle, that was the 11th today, and adding up with the rest of the attacks, you've beaten down at least 100 Rockets this week. I don't know what's up with them. It was true. They'd been attacking the group again and again. Every time they beat Jesse, James, and their underlings, they'd just come back with another group of grunts. Beating them in Pokemon battles wasn't that hard, but not when fighting more than 20 Pokemon at the same time, multiplied by 10 for each day. After all these attacks, all of Ash's Pokemon were weak and worn out. Ash had to keep switching out his Pokemon with a healthy one through the white button on his Pokédex. Even his entire Tauros herd was worn out. Brock sighed. I doubt they'll attack us again for a while. We've beaten them and their Pokemon too many times, and we've bashed up Jesse and James's Pokemon, and themselves, quite a lot today. I think they're probably going to go recover and regroup. It'll be a while before they come back. That's a relief. The ones I sent to Professor Oak's lab are being treated, but the ones I'm carrying need to be healed. After this battle, I don't know if we'd be able to withstand another round of attacks. Brock looked at the map. Well, the closest Pokemon Center is in Scarlet City. How far is it to Scarlet? Misty asked. Not that far, said Brock. It's probably several kilometers south of here. If we head there now, we'll reach it before nightfall. Well, we better get going then, Ash said, picking up Pikachu and resting him on his shoulder. Location, Scarlet City. Ash walked down the road. The Pokemon were all resting at the Pokemon Center, as was everyone else. He had Muck with him, partially for protection, because he was the only Pokemon left, seeing how all the others were exhausted and hurt. They'd even called Tracy to join them, seeing how they'd needed more support, especially if Team Rocket decided to launch another full-scale assault on the group. Ash had asked Tracy to pick up Pidgeot and called Charcific Valley to send Charizard. Pidgeot was supposed to stay with the flock until Ash had come back from the Orange Islands, and Charizard was only planning on staying until he was the strongest Charizard in Charcific Valley, and both of them had completed their goals. The problem was that the group really didn't get the chance to go back, and these recent battles hadn't been helping. Tracy had agreed to meet them, and they'd made the phone call to Charcific Valley asking for Charizard. Charizard was currently flying to Tealville, the next city. All of them would meet up in about a week. Tracy had already picked up Bulbasaur and Pidgeot. They definitely needed the strength of these high-level Pokemon, and the support of another trainer. There was no doubt that soon, Domino would attack, and even worse, Giovanni. Ash remembered that Team Rocket Agent 009, also known as the Black Tulip. Her real name was a secret, and she went by the alias of Domino. She was an elite Team Rocket member, and very dangerous. The last time they'd faced her, it was on Mewtwo's island with the superior clones. She had caused a lot of trouble, held a baby Nidoqueen hostage, and Ash wasn't even able to fight her because she'd taken them by surprise and trapped them with metallic rings before they could even move. If they'd have to fight her, then there would definitely be more elite ranked rockets, along with the Team Rocket Combat Squad and the Air Raid Army, and it would only be a matter of time until Giovanni himself showed up. Ash kept wondering why they were so intent on beating him now. Mewtwo had erased the Rocket Society's memory, so they would have no recollection of the events in Purity Canyon, Mewtwo's location, or of Ash, Misty, and Brock. As far as Giovanni remembered, he didn't even know them. But now it really wasn't the time to think about these things, especially not on an empty stomach. There was still a lot more, and it made Ash's head hurt. It had been a while since Ash had eaten anything, or slept. Mostly because they were spending so much of their time defending themselves against rocket attacks and fighting. They had never really gotten a chance to eat and relax. Just then, he heard some loud shouting, and he went to check it out. He rushed around the corner and saw what was going on. Ah! Stop it! A skinny, Japanese-looking teenager with glasses was yelling. Ash watched, and by the looks of it, the teenager was being attacked by two punks. "Shut up!" said Punk A, punching the guy and sending his glasses flying off his face. "Be quiet if you know what's good for you," Punk B said, tripping him. "Heh, too easy," Punk A said. "I don't know what you did to upset the fiends, but we were told by Doppelganger himself to take care of you." They continued to laugh, kick, and beat him. In the background, Ash ran in their direction, silently pulling out Muck's Pokeball and tossing it to land between them. Muck burst out right between the two guys, making them both scream, and he pounced on Punk B. Punk A was caught by surprise when Ash jump-kicked him in the back. The blow sent him crashing face-first into a brick wall, and the wallet flew out of his hand and into the air. Ash caught it with his left hand and looked at the guy who was being mugged. The guy got up and put his glasses on and took a good look at Ash. "Are you okay?" he asked, holding the wallet and walking over to him. "I'm fine, thanks," said the guy, rubbing the side of his badly bruised face. Punk B was still struggling to get out, but Muck had completely smothered him and wasn't going to let go. But Punk A got up, and by the look of it, he was really pissed off. "That really hurt!" he yelled, rubbing his badly bruised face. "You are gonna pay!" Ash just looked at him calmly and shrugged. "Yeah, like I'd have anything to be scared of from a lowlife like you." Punk A looked at him strangely, then laughed. "So, the little sucker's trying to be brave, huh? Looks like I'm gonna have to teach the punk a lesson." "Funny," Ash said, running over to him. "I was about to say the same thing!" Punk A swung his fist at the smaller kid, but Ash sidestepped it easily. The punk punched out again, and again, and again, but Ash kept dodging every hit. "Yeah, stupid kid! Fight like a man!" he yelled. The punk swung again, but Ash dodged it easily. The punk started growling and lashing out wildly. Ash just kept on moving back or sidestepping every one, making the guy even madder. Even though he was fighting a possibly murderous street punk, Ash kept calm. He had learned that it was easier to win a fight when calm and cool instead of raging in berserk, and a good way to make the opponent enraged was to keep cool. It just irritated them. "Fine then," Ash smiled. Before Punk A could react, Ash poked both of his eyes. Punk A screamed and held on to them, leaving a wide opening. Ash punched him in the stomach and kicked him hard in the shins. Punk A backed up a few steps. Before he could recover from the hits, Ash dashed and attacked him again. A swung his fist at the kid, but Ash only dodged it and landed another blow on the guy's face. Ash punched him hard, making Punk A fall over on his back. The punk got up, panting and gasping, and Ash kept on hitting, not even giving him a chance. Now he was struggling to move. His arms and stomach were in pain, his nose was broken, and he had a black eye. Meanwhile, The kid was fresh and looked like he could keep going for hours. This was impossible. He was bigger, older, and stronger than this kid. There was no way he could be winning. Yet he was fighting with all his might and unable to even land a hit.